Welcome everyone. So this is going to be a tarot reading for the sign of Taurus. As usual, I shuffled the cards before I started the video, so you guys don't have to wait on that. So everything's all set, we're about to get started. Now, the first cards I have here represent the recent past. Can also have circumstances sort of leaking into the present too. So let's take a look. I have the Hanged Man with the Oracle card of the Tower. Now this is the Wizard's Tower here, the Oracle card of the Tower. This is a good tower. This is like wisdom and having like a lofty view, seeing things from a higher perspective. With the Hangman here, this is definitely a change of perspective. So we've been changing our perspective, kind of being forced to change our perspective because the Hangman, there's a component of unpleasantness with the Hangman. Seeing things from a different perspective isn't always easy or fun, but that's what's been happening, but it's been good for you guys. You guys are like gaining wisdom out of this. Let's see what else comes out. Tell me more about this Hanged Man with the Oracle card of the Wizard's Tower. Tell me about the Hanged Man with the Wizard's Tower here, please. Tell me about the Hanged Man with the Wizard's Tower. Oh, dear. Oh, hold on. Cards are falling. Oh dear. Alright, so I have a few cards. I have the Hourglass with the Torch. So, there's waiting for an event. There's waiting to try something. There's like something about timing that has to do with this unpleasant situation. It's like we're being forced to wait and before we can try something and just watch. Essentially is what I'm getting here. Other cards that popped out: Skull and Crossbones, the Queen upside down, Coal, and the Cup. Now, what does this all translate to? Remember, this is all describing these two cards in the recent past. This forced shift in perspective that involves, again, waiting to try something. So, again, digging a little bit deeper into the details of that, what are we waiting to try? Well, there's some kind of emotional fulfillment we've been waiting on. The Cup with Coal. Coal is obstinate, and the Cup is the fulfillment. So, something we've been wanting to try that's going to make us feel good, but there's no way for us to try it. That's why the Hangman's here. Then there's these two cards. So we have the Skull and Crossbones with the Queen. Now, this could be a person that we're dealing with at this point. Yeah, because what I'm getting here is like a situation where we're waiting to be out of a situation where someone has power over us. This Queen has power over us, and it's not until this Queen no longer has power over us that we're going to have a chance to explore some sort of emotionally fulfilling thing that we don't get a chance to at the moment. Someone has power over us. Until that's over, we don't get to try this, and until that's over, we're stuck all the way here at the beginning. But for some reason, we know what we're doing. With the Tower here, it's like we see things clearly and we see a path towards the future. We understand where we're at. Let's keep going. So I want to move to the position, to the present, but let's take a look at your actions at the moment. So this is going to be the position of the hand. So we have the Knight of Swords with the Oracle card of Uranus. So what are we doing? We're thinking. We are thinking, and what are we... Because that's the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is thought. It's just a pensive person, okay? That's what we're doing. Now, with Uranus here, this is telling me the sort of thoughts that we're thinking about, and those thoughts are kind of radical, right? Remember how I said before we wanted to try something new? I think that's reflected in this, where it's like we're thinking about that thing, but it's like radical. It's like too crazy. It's too crazy for us to actually follow through with it. And remember, we can't follow through with it from before. Let's pull a card on this. Sign with the Knight of Swords with Uranus. Sign with the Knight of Swords with Uranus, please. For my Tauruses. Whoa, Pluto. Pluto. Pluto is power, but it's also desire. It's also things that have power over us, kind of like sex, kind of like money. All the things that have power over us, a lot of times can be sex and desire. So that's the things that we're thinking about. Power, sex, desire. Those are the radical, crazy things that are running through our mind that, remember, we can't go after right now. All right, let's keep going. So I want to move to the position. So there's 2 more positions, the present, and then I'm going to leave the future for last, and we're going to see what's going to happen with you guys. Now, I want to see what kind of strategies you guys are planning, because there's a lot of thought here. So I do have a position that's all about thought. It's the position of the head. Let's take a look at that. So this is the Queen of Wands that I have here with the Road. With the Road. This is seeing things through to the absolute end. Like determination to just see something through. And we're kind of, but there's a controlling factor here, like to control a path, like the way something has to happen. The Queen of Wands is control, and this is like the future, essentially, is the road. It's like we want something to unfold. We want a situation or a future. There's a future, we have very specific future in our minds, and we want it to unfold in a specific way. Let's pull a card on this. We want control over what that looks like. Okay? Tell me about the Queen of Wands with the Road. And remember, going back to the recent past, the Oracle card of the Wizard's Tower talks about, like I was saying, like being able to see from a distance. It's almost like, despite the fact that we can't do anything now, we do have a long-term plan, and we want to be able to have control over that long-term plan. Is essentially what I'm getting with these other 2 cards here. Anything else about the Queen of Wands with the Road? Great. So we have the same freaking card again, Pluto. Our desire. That deep, dark desire, essentially. There's a deep, dark desire, but there is a very controlled plan, strategy by which we are going after that. Does involve talking to someone, though, so that's interesting. So we are going to be speaking on this. Scorpio. Whoever we speak to may not like it, or also could just be, again, Scorpio sex, too. So it could just be that we were talking about sex, sexual desire here. But it's like a very controlled path, that strategy that we have here. Yeah. Alright. Let's move on to the position of the heart. This tells me how you guys are feeling at the moment. How are you guys feeling? I have the Ace of Pentacles with Cancer. So you guys are actually feeling pretty good despite the Hanged Man. Despite being stuck and being forced to look at things like this awkward like change of perspective, you guys are actually doing pretty good. You're feeling like you're secure. You're feeling secure, like you have everything that you need, I think, on the material level. Like you have like a comfortable house, comfy couch. You probably have like a good amount of money, like just not, this isn't saying like a lot. Definitely not saying a lot. This is literally just saying comfort. You have comfort here. Either you have or you want comfort. Could be that you're enjoying the comforts here. Neptune just came out. Again, comfort, but Neptune is even more comfortable. It's like a little bit of laziness. Could be like alcohol, drugs. Really enjoying the comforts. And why are we enjoying the comforts? Well, let's look at the other 3 cards that came out. Because we're stalling. Remember, there's a component where there's certain things we can't do, there's certain things we can't try that have to do, I think have to do with this crazy desire that we can only think of but not go after. And, yeah. Meanwhile, we're very much happy to just relax. That's part of the strategy here, is it's, while we don't go after this thing, let's relax and enjoy and be comfortable. Slightly a stall tactic there. Alright, so now here comes the interesting part, because you guys know you're present, so we're about to look at what's coming up for you. Now this is short-term future, so 2 weeks, 1 month, something around that time, not like the rest of your life. So let's see. Oh my, we have the 7 of Swords. Okay, so the 7 of Swords with the number 3. This feels awful. Whoa. Honestly, this feels bad. This feels like getting caught in a lie. We're having people look at you as a liar. Having people see you as a liar tell me about the Seven of Swords with the number... Shit. Oh, shit. The City. It's not one person. It's everybody. It's everybody. Why people think we're lying? You guys been lying? Maybe omitting, perhaps, because there are some things you're thinking about but not speaking on necessarily. But I feel like your strategy is to speak on it eventually down the road. You have a solid strategy for speaking about it. But at the moment, or in the short-term future, you're coming off as a liar because you haven't spoken on this thing. And then the next three cards that came out, after the City, remember, the City's kind of saying everybody, right? You're looking like a liar to everybody. And it's more, again, omission, the 0. It's because of the things you didn't do or say. And it's, look at this. It's not because of anything that you said, the 0 with the sword. It's because of your body language with the hand, the people that you hang out with, the people that you choose to engage with. All of this contributes to the fact that people are going to, in the short term, they're taking a perception of you as if you're disingenuous. Okay? And again, it all stems from the fact that I think that there are things that you haven't been acting on that are part of a longer term strategy. All right, let's pull advice for you guys because this is getting real crazy. All right. So this is going to be stuff you guys should be doing. Positive advice. Try to be like real clear here, real direct. So positive advice for my Tauruses. What should my Tauruses be doing? Focused on... Okay, this card came up, but it flipped. I usually respect that when the cards flip over. So the Three of Wands is about being impartial. But it's upside down. It's like we've been way too impartial. We've put ourselves way too far outside of our own lives. Like, this almost feels like we're a bystander to our own life here. And the advice is like, you got to step into your role. That's what I'm getting from this. Because on the bottom, Page of Wands upside down, there's a lack of passion. There's a lack of passion that's being created from this situation at the moment. So the advice is that you got to turn this Three of Wands right side up. Even right side up, the Three of Wands is very passive, but upside down, it's like checked out. It's like not even part of the story. Not even part of the story. Your own story. You're playing a part in someone else's story. Let's pull an oracle card for this. Anything else about the Three of Wands? Any advice for my Tauruses? Any advice for my Tauruses? Because the Three of Wands is waiting for someone else, but it's upside down. It's like you're waiting for someone else, but the person who is truly waiting is yourself. Like, you're waiting on yourself, not someone else. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe you think you're waiting for someone else, but you're actually waiting on yourself. So this long-term strategy, I think, is maybe unnecessary. The crown, go for it. It's like, you gotta go for what you actually want. There are things you want in life, and the crown is like, go for the crown. Get the crown. Be part of the story. And then the last three cards that come out here for advice. Leo, with the house, with the number 8. This is be yourself, be true to yourself, live in the light, live in the sun, Leo, live your truth in the open, in the light, for everyone to see. And the house is your identity. Assume your identity and live it openly for everyone to see. You don't have to wait for this long-term goal, whatever that you're talking about. The advice here is to go for what you want now. Start living your truth now. Start being yourself now. The number 8, upside down, come out of your shell. Come out of your shell and be you. That's it for you guys. That was sort of heavy. But I hope it resonated with you guys. Tauruses, I hope you got something out of that reading. And I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much for showing an interest in my videos. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.